The New York Knicks drop back-to-back games for the first time this season. They are now one game below 500, and they finished the road trip 2-2 as they fall to the Atlanta Hawks 121-116. This was a game the New York Knicks easily should have won. They were elite from downtown, but at the end of the day, they turned the ball over way too much, and they allowed the Atlanta Hawks to go on a 13-1 run. With a minute left in the game, the Knicks were up by 5 points. Karl-Anthony Towns gets an emphatic block. They called it a goaltend. The Knicks challenge it. They win the challenge, and they're up by 5 points, and they allow the Atlanta Hawks to somehow go on a 13-1 run. That is absolutely pathetic. The Knicks should be ashamed of themselves right now because they are now one game below 500, and Knicks fans are starting to question everything right now because what is going wrong with this basketball team? I'm going to share my thoughts of the overall stance of the Knicks in this game in particular, and I would love to hear from Knicks fans in the comment section down below of your thoughts of this game because this was very frustrating. Knicks fans should definitely feel some type of way right now. I'm excited to share my thoughts because boy, oh boy, was that frustrating. Got to give a big shout out to the proud sponsor of Knicks Media all season long, BetUS Sportsbook, the #1 online sportsbook on the face of the planet. If you guys want to go check them out, you guys can get a 150% bonus on your first deposit by using the code YouTube150 and then a 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits. They have great Knicks bets, NBA bets, NFL bets, all on the BetUS website. So definitely go check them out, folks. Greatly appreciate them. Now, the first thing I got to say is the turnovers was disgusting. The Knicks had 16 turnovers. They also got out-rebounded by a landslide tonight. Okay? The Atlanta Hawks, they're not a bad team, but we should be beaten up by the Atlanta Hawks. This Knicks fan base has high expectations, extremely high expectations. And the fact that we just went into Atlanta and did not perform the way that we expected to is very frustrating. And let's be honest, the Knicks actually were pretty good tonight in certain aspects. They shot the ball very well. 47% from downtown. 22 total threes. I mean, that's really good. How do you lose? 49% from the field. Basically 50%. How do you lose? I'll tell you. 15 turnovers and getting out-rebounded. All right? The Atlanta Hawks had 16 offensive rebounds. That is absolutely inexcusable. We're allowing other teams to come in here and beat us at our own game. That's supposed to be the New York Knicks identity, is playing hard, playing tough, playing with a sense of urgency, and out-hustling opponents. And it seems like we do not have an identity. It seems like with Leon Rose completely flipping over this roster, they're trying on the fly to figure out each other's identity. Okay, this player can do that. This player can do this. Like, it still doesn't feel like they're playing together. Tom Thibodeau preaches playing together, and they're not playing in unison on both sides of the ball. The defense looks lost. We have OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges. For what? Those two guys are supposed to be elite defenders. Where are they at? Where are they? Tom Thibodeau spoke after the game, and he said, I quote, "We have to close better. We have to defend, and we got to rebound, and we got to keep our turnovers down. If we do those 3 things, you're in a position to win." I mean, that's a fact. That's why the Knicks lost. They did not close this game. They had the game won, and they just gave it up. They did not defend well, they did not rebound, and they turned the ball over. Those are the 3 reasons why they lost tonight, and it has to get fixed. But this is what I'm going to say now. This is a really good opportunity for this Knicks team because now we have adversity really early on in the season. We're below 500, 7 games in. The Knicks got to look each other in the eyes, hold each other accountable, hold yourselves accountable, and figure out what's the issue here. Because the starting 5 is good enough to be able to beat up on teams even when we don't have help off the bench. That is a big issue. Trust me. I'm not saying it's not an issue when you don't have anybody off the bench. The injury to Cameron Payne, the Precious Achiuwa, Landry Shamet, Mitchell Robinson, like those are all guys that we need right now off the bench, and we're not getting it. Deuce McBride, he actually really looked good tonight after having an atrocious game on Monday with the donut. He went out there and had 16 points off the bench. He looked like he was able to kind of will this Knicks team back, had a efficient game off the bench, but it wasn't enough. Wasn't enough. Where's Mikal Bridges at offensively? Mikal Bridges is a guy that we traded. I don't even want to remind Knicks fans what we traded for him because I expect Mikal Bridges to put up more than 10 points when you trade that many picks for him. I know he does more than score. He's got defense. He's blah, blah, blah. I know that. but I expect more from Mikal Bridges. OG Anunoby hit the clutch shot. Karl-Anthony Towns, I didn't even mention. What a game he had offensively. 34 points and 16 rebounds. 11 of 23. I mean, the guy's playing phenomenal basketball on one side, but on defense, he could have played better tonight, in my opinion. Jalen Brunson, he's not playing like the MVP. He's not playing like the captain. 21 points of 8 of 18 from the field, and more importantly, not hitting the clutch shots when you need him to. I mean, at some point, the Knicks have to hit their clutch shots, get the clutch rebounds, push the ball in transition, and they're simply not doing that right now. So they got a long way to go. There's a long season for this Knicks team to figure each other out. I'm definitely not hitting the panic button yet. Like on Friday, we got the Milwaukee Bucks, and they are struggling. If we lose to that team, then we got some serious issues because we do not want to get buried. We do not want to, go on a losing streak. The good news is you look at the Eastern Conference, there's no one running away with this thing besides the Cavs and the Celtics. And so the Knicks are right in the race for the 3rd, 4th, 5th seed right now. It's so early on. I cannot stress that enough. So they're still trying to figure each other out. And I said early on in the season that Knicks fans may have to be patient, including myself, of allowing this Knicks team to gain chemistry on the fly, because I think this Knicks team is only going to get better as the season goes on from the starting 5 standpoint. Brunson's still trying to figure out how to play with Bridges again, how to play with Karl-Anthony Towns. He's only been teammates with OG for not even half a season worth of games. So they're still trying to figure each other out. I know Knicks fans don't want to hear that, but that's the reality. They don't really have a sense of identity right now. It feels like the identity of the Knicks team is gone. The identity of this squad used to be offensive rebounding, playing hard, hustling, and just outwilling your opponents. With no more Isaiah Hartenstein getting the offensive rebounds, no more Mitchell Robinson as he's hurt right now, not getting those clutch boards, without Mitch's protection of the rim, feels like we're entering a new era of Knicks basketball, and I'm questioning what their identity is, and I think even the Knicks are. And I'm sure Knicks fans are thinking the same thing. Who are we as a Knicks team? Do people fear us? So they got to play better. I'm holding this whole team accountable because us Knicks fans have such high expectations of this Knicks basketball team. Some people said 55, 60 wins this season. They do not look like a team that's going to win that many games right now. I'll tell you that much. Again, I'm not going to hit the panic button, but this is definitely something that is concerning, definitely something that needs to be brought to everyone's attention, and it needs to be brought to the table for all of us to discuss. So send off in the comments right now, Knicks fans. What's your biggest concern? What's your thoughts of this Knicks team? What needs to change? What needs to fix? Is it rotations? Is it an addition? Is it just the team getting healthier? Is it specific players need to play better? You guys let me know. The turnovers and crumbling this game in the clutch is the why we lost this game in particular, but still a long way to go. Sound off in the comments. Let's go, Knicks. I'll see you guys next time. Shout out to BetUS for powering the show as always. Much love to them. See you guys next time. Peace out.